to the Hellmouth Home Everybody's 5x5. This is Major Slayage, Ket Arik, Rewatch, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. My name is Eric, and to my right, your left, my ravishing, radiant, reliable, resilient, resourceful, ridiculous, riveting, razor-sharp raconteur of a wife and co-host. You know her as half the powerhouse duo that is Kim and Ket. Stay alive, maybe. Give it up for a real one, my ride or die, Ketryn Porter.
That was a good one, hun.
Yeah, these are fun.
Did you know that there is a word that I had never heard until I started dating you?
Raconteur?
Yep. It's one of your favorite words.
Well,
I never heard it before.
Pride myself as a bit of a raconteur, and in your 7 years of co-hosting KK Sam and then doing this show, you've definitely honed your chops as a storyteller as well. So it seemed only appropriate.
Why, thank you.
It has nothing to do with raccoons, by the way. At first I thought it was someone who raises raccoons, but no, it's...
In my head, it has to do with raccoons.
Well, then it could be that.
A raccoon can be a raconteur.
No, I'm sure, but a raconteur doesn't necessarily have anything to do with raccoons. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
We're off to a great start so far. Hey, welcome. We're here to talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 2, Episode 18, Killed by Death.
I already say that title does not win the Trivia Crypt game that we play of
around
titles around the world.
Whatever any other country has to offer is going to beat that one.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm curious. I haven't done the research yet for that. So
it just the title sounds like a little kid coming up with the scariest title it can think of.
I think it sounds like...
I just said it about a child.
You don't know what a misgender this imaginary child.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like a parody of a detective, like someone's making like a funny detective movie.
Killed by Death.
Right. So,
yeah, totally.
What did you think of this one?
It's fine.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say. I will say I appreciated the respite after last week's emotional devastation.
Yeah.
We say last week. We recorded that a few weeks ago. Like 2 weeks ago, almost to the day, actually. So
cool story, bro.
I've been traveling, and then we've been traveling. So I guess we'll just catch up on that a little bit. So yeah, last week we recorded remote.
Shout out to our cousin-in-law Peyton, who gave me the sweater on our travels.
Yeah, you're jumping ahead, but yeah, I was in Wrexham, Wales, where I had an awesome time. I got to go to see Wrexham AFC versus Tom Brady's team, Birmingham City. I was at that match. It was a draw, but it's still exciting as shit. Our friend Mel had her birthday party. Then I did a pub crawl through Shrewsbury, England. Which, do you remember the last time you and I went to Shrewsbury?
Wasn't that harrowing drive home from the restaurant where the tire pressure was dropping and we were quite literally in a horror movie.
Yeah, we were in the middle of nowhere coming back from Shrewsbury is about an hour drive from Wrexham. And it was Ketryn's last night in town when we were setting up the house last year before she flew back. I had to stay behind a couple of weeks to wait for a couch to be delivered. But on the way back, we got some flat tire situation. And I noticed that the pressure in the tire was just like leaking. And so I was constantly crunching numbers like, okay, we have this far to go and this many minutes, this many miles, and it keeps dropping at this rate. Are we going to make it home before the tire's completely flat? Because we were literally in the middle of nowhere. I couldn't have told a tow truck how to find us. It was just nothing but darkness and sheep.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, we're next to the sheep. No, they moved. Now you can't find us.
Yeah. And there's no lights, nothing.
Yeah, there's no street lights. It was just these rural roads. We made it back. It was fine. But
that is legitimately like how a horror movie would start.
Right.
Like what a great catalyst for a horror movie.
And then a bunch of like killer sheep come and kill us.
Right.
But Shrewsbury, not fearing for our lives with a flat tire is lovely. And I can't wait to take you there and just kind of see the same things that I saw. And then I went for a day to Belfast in Northern Ireland, where I got the absolute pleasure of hanging out for a day with a friend we'd made online, but now I can say I'm real life friends with, Tony Webster, co-host of All Bronze, No Brains.
If you're not already listening to their show, why?
Yeah, they're incredible. They're about half a season ahead of us. They're a few episodes into season 3 right now. They're a Buffy Rewatch podcast as well. Hilarious, lovely people. And we just hung out like we had known each other for decades. It was a really easy hang. And I just can't wait till we can hang out again. While I was there, I also got a tattoo of Ethel's paw print on my hand, my darling baby girl, based on a clay imprint of her actual little hand. So then I got back late on a Wednesday night, First thing in the morning Friday, we then flew to Illinois to meet my cousin's new baby, spend some time there. Family barbecue, got to go to my nephew's football match. It was just really great. We went to the goddamn best haunted house I've ever been to in my life, called Boo Crew in Rochester, Illinois. If you're
Shout out to Boo Crew in Illinois. It was unbelievable. First of all, it took an hour to walk through.
When you, from the time you get admitted into where the scares are starting to the time you get out, I didn't time it, but it was like an hour. It was the longest haunted house I've ever been through. My nervous system was completely shot by the end of it.
Yeah.
Really cool effects. They did this thing in the last room where they had like some smoke or dry ice, and they shot lasers across the front with an effect that made it look like swirling water, and your brain tricks you. You think you're walking in thigh-high swamp water. Claustrophobic.
Yeah.
And what were you saying about the scare actors?
Okay, so no tea, no shade to us actors out in LA. The actors, in a lot of cases, not all, that book work during the month of October as scare actors, I don't know that they're all necessarily like, this isn't like the job that they're really hoping to book. Like, everyone is kind of like wishing that they didn't have to find scare actor work,
right.
You know, not everyone, but a lot. But in Southern Illinois, I mean, this could be like the one sort of like creative outlet that they have with this type of performance.
It's the highlight of their year for a lot of these people.
Best performances I've ever seen of scare actors.
Yeah.
And so committed, so energetic, and the attention to detail of the set was unreal. It was out of this world. So
if you're in Central Illinois before the end of the month, go check it out. If you're even within a short drive of there, I would say go check it out. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, my cousin Ben's girlfriend Peyton knitted this sweater. That
so yummy.
She had already made that one and is currently making Ketryn a custom one with colors of her choosing. But yeah, just amazing. But whirlwind. My sleep, I don't know where I'm at, like time zone wise. I haven't slept in 2 weeks other than a few hours here and there on a plane. But we're back and we're ready to do this. So thanks for hanging with us through all of that. Yeah. Did you want to do a spell for us today?
Yeah. What I'm mainly going to share is just some herbs and ways of preparing them that you can use in your own home during flu season, since this was about the catalyst was a pretty bad flu going around Sunnydale. So I will share from my grimoire just some herbs that you can keep stocked in order to treat various things, specifically.
Let's hold those up because that's cool looking. Like, show them what that is, and then we'll scan it, of course, too, for our patrons.
Specifically, fevers right here, and then we also have some herbs specifically for immunity, cold and flu, and infection. So these are all herbs that you can prepare in a few different ways. The easiest way that I do it, and the plants that are most accessible to you that you could go to the grocery store and make, I personally like to grab a hand of ginger, a whole freaking hand, the bigger the better, slice it up. You don't have to peel it if you don't want to. And then you grab a few fingers of turmeric, slice those up too. Put them into a pot of water. I like to add maybe like some sliced lemon or sliced orange, and then you can add you can add some rosemary for immunity, anything you want to add to it of these immunity boosting herbs. Let that simmer on the stove for, you could let it simmer. It's a lovely smell. You could let it simmer for 6 hours if you wanted to. What that's going to make is a decoction, which is just a little bit more infused than a tea. So a tea, you're pouring boiling water over an herb, letting it steep. A decoction, you're letting it simmer and really seep into that water. You can then strain out those ingredients, put it in a mason jar in the fridge. I personally like to then add that decoction maybe a quarter of a cup or whatever, however much you want, it doesn't really matter, to say some sparkling water or add it to another tea, or
sometimes you combine it with orange juice that you
combine it with
pull
orange
these oranges
juice
down off our tree and juice them.
So that's just a great way to sort of do immune system maintenance, right? I'm never going to tell you not to get a flu shot. I'm never going to tell you not to get vaccines. I'm never going to tell you to not see a doctor if you have emergency vitals that are dropping. But these are all things that you can do just to aid in your healing or aid in your prevention of these various ailments as we approach the flu season. So I'll share all of those on our Patreon.
Right on. Well, I think we are ready to get into this episode. You want to take us through it?
Yeah. Killed by death. Come on, guys. So we start with Buff looking rough. And if you see, I spelled rough, R-U-F-F.
Yeah, I like see what you did there. Went over the wall with that just got fucked hair.
Yes. But it's just got sick hair. She is not on her game. She almost stakes the Scoobies. But I was also kind of like, Scoobs, please don't pop out from behind a mausoleum when the Slayer is slaying. Like that's an accident waiting to happen.
Half the school's out with this flu. It's a serious deal, Buffy. We're all concerned about how gross you look.
God, Cordy's so great. And Xander actually has a good point, because Buffy is one of those sick people that's like, no, I'm going to fight through it. I have work to do. Blah. Guys, do you not understand?
I feel attacked right now.
If you don't rest when you start to feel sick, you will stay sick and you will miss more. But if you take care of yourself initially, you'll miss less time. Do you understand how that works? If you just keep working through being sick, you'll stay sick longer.
But if you're not a person who takes time off for being sick, then you'll just be sick, but you won't miss any
until it puts you in the hospital, as
we're about to see.
Yes. So guys, this is coming from your doctor. Please take care of yourself before it becomes an issue. So anyway, Xander is like, you're too weak to fight Angel right now anyway. Like if he popped out, oh, there he is. He popped out. Angel is fighting Buffy, but he can tell that she's not on her game, and he has the only time it's appropriate to call someone lover when it's sarcastic.
Right.
And weirdly, it was a little hot when he said it this way. I don't know. I have a lot of things to unpack about why I find Angelus so hot in therapy.
Yeah.
It's concerning.
I feel like we got a lot of, especially because we're watching the high def transfer on the remaster versions on Amazon Prime. I feel like we had a lot of looks at David's stunt double right in the face. Like I just feel like he was just on full display. That's never gonna not like tickle me about the show. It's such an artifact of the time.
Yeah.
And it just makes me giggle every time.
Honestly, it's fine, because I am going to do a deep dive into one very stupidly specific little bad habit that Sarah Michelle Gellar has as an actor. So I will let you talk about all the times you saw the stunt double faces, because I'm going to be insufferable. Luckily, Angel's poetry of the attack.
Hold on, you got to stop. Our robot is in distress.
Luckily, Angel's poetry for the attack as Angelus gave the Scoobies time to put a bag over his head or something, and then they cross him.
Yeah.
Crucifix him. And he runs away because this isn't how he wants to kill Buffy, which I get. Buffy then faints because she's too sick. So the Scoobies take her to the hospital because she flew, fainted, and fell. And she's not looking good. They take Buffy back. Like, they're like, ICU time. I see you.
And Cordy seems very concerned.
She does, because she's just got so much armor up. But every so often when you see a chink in it, you're like, oh, you're just a sensitive, really highly intelligent lady. But she's got so much armor. Therapy, guys. Everyone's at the hospital. Joyce appears, thanks her daughter's friends and librarian for letting her know that her daughter's in the hospital. Bless. Poor Joyce. She's just, I actually don't, I'm not going to let you talk shit about my Joycey this episode. You did enough of that last episode. The shade that just got thrown at Joyce, I am not okay with that. Joyce is doing her best. Joyce is raising a high schooler with no help from Hank, Lord knows. She's just trying to make a fucking living while maintaining her joy. So you know what? You can go fuck yourself. You and Hank can go suck a butt. When things like this happen, she doesn't even seem neglectful to me or like checked out. She seems overwhelmed.
Right.
Like I feel like it's just like, why is my child's librarian calling me? But also my child's in the ICU, so I can't really deal with that right now. So let me compartmentalize some of that stuff and like she just seems overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Raising a Slayer sounds hard.
If you had to guess, did she come from the gallery or from home?
Home. She was in an outfit that strikes me as what she would throw on after having been dragged out of bed, not necessarily one that she would have been wearing during the day. Like it's a comfortable outfit. She's not in pajamas, but I think she came from home. They wheel Buffy out.
Say she's got a fever and some fractures.
Yeah, right, which you had to remind me. Angel kind of gave her one of these.
Yeah, she goes to stake him, and he kind of,
and that's where he calls her lover appropriately.
You were so swept up in
the
sarcastic insult, you missed the actual injury.
I was, yeah. So she needs to be stabilized. I was like, man, this flu is fluing. Holy bananas.
And I had the thought, how bad is this flu that her Slayer strength and Slayer healing haven't prevented her from getting to this point? Because Cordy says half the school's out sick with the flu.
Yeah.
But this is enough to take a Slayer down.
Yeah. And then we have...
Is it just killing the regular mortal
I think
kids?
so, because it's also like, we find out later that like there's an entire children's ward of flu victims. Like
none of them are Slayers, and they're still hanging in there.
Right. So, I mean, I guess there's, do you wonder severity
if her
levels.
Metabolism makes the flu worse, actually? Like, does it reproduce faster in her body because of a higher metabolism?
No, it might make her symptoms worse to have her immune system working overtime. I think that's more likely what's happening. I don't think that it's actually the virus replicating faster, because that's not tied to her system, but her immune system would be working extra hard, which could lead to more. Exactly. She's got a fever, so she forgets that she needs to like keep her slayerness under a bushel, and so she starts being like, "You got to let me out of here because of the vampires and shit like that." And everyone,
Giles is very funny. He's like, "Oh yes, we'll kill the vampires." He looks right at Joyce. He's like, I heard it's just to play along.
Yeah. Joyce then tells the Scoobies and Giles a little bit about Buffy's backstory, that she has a legitimate fear of hospitals.
Yeah, no.
This is a terrifying, traumatic thing. She was in the room when her cousin, who she was very close to, died.
And Buffy was 8.
Like that would fuck me up.
Yeah.
For real. I had a thought about this. Spoilers, specifically for Mom, because Mom hasn't seen this. So close your ears, Mom. Knowing that she had this really close relationship with her little cousin Celia, I bet the monks, when they're implanting memories of Dawn, were able to just make some shortcuts and put Dawn into those memories.
Interesting.
Some of the like playtimes with Celia and things like that
could have been.
If we go back in her memory, now it's Buffy saving Dawn from
the pillow fort or whatever. That could be. I think also just they could see that, oh, she's got this connection. She's got this younger girl relative that she felt protective over. That would be the way, So,
yeah. Okay, you can come back now, Mom.
She didn't hear you. She's covering her ears.
Yeah. Dad, tell Mom to come back. Cordy has a thing where she's like, this was the only time where I'm like, stop writing Cordelia as a caricature of what you think Cordelia is.
Right.
Because she starts talking about like, maybe while she's in there, they can fix that thing on her face. 1, I don't buy it. 2, Sarah Michelle Gellar doesn't have anything on her face that needs fixing.
Right,
it's
she called her
irrational.
Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, it's really irrational, and I hate it because that's not Cordelia. That's the writers trying to be funny.
Because Sarah Michelle Gellar is objectively gorgeous.
Right.
depending on your taste, maybe hotter even and more beautiful than Charisma Carpenter.
Yeah.
So none of this makes sense.
Yeah. So
also, we saw last week that she's very tied into the stakes of all of this when she was talking about how come Angel's fucking with her rather than killing her and slicing her throat and ripping her heart out. Like she's very dialed into the danger of everything. It seemed tone deaf and misplaced. It felt like they were writing the snobby rich girl without any knowledge of who Cordelia has become in the last several episodes.
Right. So now it's nighttime at the hospital. Nighttime hospital time is what I wrote. Buffy is in bed and a little creepy crap bag comes to the door. That's a reference from KK Sam.
That's what we call any little creepy kid is just a creepy crap bag.
Yeah. She sees the kid like walk away and is being followed by a spooky gentleman.
Like a tall Slenderman type with a bowler hat. I kept saying bowl cut in the watch along, which is weird.
It's a bowler hat.
A bowler hat, and he's got like kind of walrus tusks or some kind of like underbite, the kind of rubbery mask.
Yeah, which gives Buffy a flashback to baby Buffy or Buffy. Da-na-na.
Yeah, she's walking the halls following this kid. She remembers walking the halls to go visit her sick cousin.
So then she wakes up and rips her IVs out, which I hate that. Nobody does that. Nobody just haphazardly rips needles out of their own body. It's not a thing that happens, and I need people to stop doing it.
Well, how many people do you know that have left the hospital before they were released to go on some kind of adventure?
All I'm saying...
those people might do it all the time.
Let me explain. I'm not saying people wouldn't take their own IVs out. They wouldn't go like this. There's a needle there, guys. You would take the tape off and you would pull the needle out.
Right. Yeah. They're definitely playing it like there's a rubber tube taped to their hand with no needle involved.
Yeah, I really hate that.
Right up there with the empty coffee cups.
I really hate it. Yeah. So unfortunately this episode was a little bit of a filler, so it gave Eric and I ample time to just run away with minutia. Walking down the halls, we see a creepo security guard who's kind of like,
he's in a stripe of green, like really peculiar lighting that felt very Freddy Krueger to me.
Yeah, and you had a lot of Freddy Krueger reference. I think
they have a lot of Freddy Krueger in this one.
She sees at that time a kid being wheeled out that like died from the effing flu. And she then hears the nurse and the doctor arguing. And basically the nurse is saying like, I think that your efforts to try to figure out how to help these kids are overzealous. They're too experimental.
He wants to raise their temperature, raise their fever to kill the thing. And my doctor wife here does not think that's how any of it works.
A fever may in and of itself be a response to your immune system trying to fight something off. But it's not like the fever itself is the inferno that we're throwing the virus into. Right. Like it is a byproduct of what your immune system is doing. And the thing is, even if we say that it's burning the virus out, it's also boiling your brain. Right. So you can't just raise a fever to infinity and go, we're really gonna inferno those. Like that's not a thing. But not everyone's a doctor like me. So,
even most doctors.
Yeah. Then two creepy crap bags walk up and they're like, lady, listen, he comes at night. His name is Death. And she's like, oh, damn. Now at the hospital, we go to the waiting room. Angel walks in with fake roses.
The plastic flowers that he likely grabbed off someone's grave on the way over.
Now, the only reason that Angelus would grab fake white roses is if it was intentional and he was adding insult to injury.
He was mocking her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Long gone. They're past the honeymoon phase of this stalker relationship where he's sending her a long box of long stem roses.
Yeah.
Now it's like, here's some fake shit.
Yeah.
He's not even trying anymore.
And I'm really ashamed to say that I found this scene kind of hot, and I'm so sorry. I don't know. Angela, he's such a dick. He was really hot in this scene. So he's talking to...
When he's well lit and long gone as well as his mime makeup. They weren't making him look like super powdery and vampy. He just looked like hot David Boreanaz.
Yeah. And so he's confronting Xander and he's got a lot of lines. He's like, do you think for 1 microsecond that you could take me? I thought this was really smart of Xander. I think he's correct. He's like, no, I couldn't take you. But the preponderance of people that would come to my aid,
orderlies,
would at the very least be able to distract you long enough for me to pull the stake out of my pocket that I definitely have on me and stake you.
Now, I said when we were doing the watch along, I don't know how Xander, they're standing chest to chest. They're right there. Just stake him in front of everybody and then like prove it. There's just dirt here. I didn't kill a person.
I don't know that Xander trusts himself enough to be able to
not
hit that mark.
Up.
Yeah. And motherfucking Angel leans into Xander and says,
it must just eat you up that I got there first.
you are diabolical, sir. And Xander
says,
says,
gross though. I didn't find that sexy. That's like,
I know,
locker room talk. Like that was really gross. It was making Buffy's,
I know. Hence my shame. I know. I can't argue with you. You're completely right, and I'm disappointed in myself. Xander says,
you're gonna die, and I'm gonna be there.
So now we have another flashback to Buffy playing with her cousin Celia, playing superhero, and you commented that she was always
she was always a hero. That was in her. But now, is that a result of her? Like, I guess that's the question: is, are you a potential from the moment you're born?
I think so.
Like, whoever the Watchers Council, they know they're clocking you your whole time.
I think so. Yeah. So she always had that in her of like, I feel powerful.
Yeah. And it's sort of a nature nurture thing. Did she become a potential because that's who she was, or is that who she was because she was a potential?
Yeah.
I don't know the answer.
Now we cut to Buffy being woken up by the nurse again. The nurse notices that her fractures are healed. How are you going to explain that, Buffo? She doesn't.
She's drinking her V8.
Yeah.
Taking her vitamins.
She says she has the same virus that the kids have.
Well, she asks if that's what it is, and the nurse seems like she doesn't want to answer.
Yeah.
And then here come some people.
Here come the Scoobs. Willow did all of Buffy's homework, and Cordelia's out of the loop on gifts, which was so funny. And Giles says it's traditional among people.
When they're in a hospital, you bring them a gift.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny. I mentioned this in the watch along too, but I think it's funny. So we learned that for Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered, they turned Buffy into a rat. You get a little Patreon sneak peek. This is something we talked about in our trivia crypt, because she was doing SNL and was gone a lot of that week. And so they needed to write her off the episode. Her monologue for that SNL episode is the cast coming up one at a time and giving her gifts, and she doesn't have anything to give them. So she's like giving people her earrings. She steals a woman's purse out of the audience to give as a gift. So it's just funny. It's just because I just looked that up. It reminded me of that Cordy's like, I got no gift.
They take Buffy out for a walk in a wheelchair, and they're talking about how a kid died, the doctor backer of it all, the experimental doses, the kids saw death. Buffy's like, I kind of saw him too, so I have a job to do.
They kind of revert into season 1 a little bit. We're like, yeah, but you're like crazy and hallucinating and fevery, so maybe you didn't see a monster, and kids have wild imaginations, so maybe it's nothing.
Yeah, though Cordelia comes in with my favorite line where she just calls it like it is.
So this isn't about you being afraid of hospitals because your friend died and you want to conjure up a monster that you can fight so you can save everybody and not feel so helpless?
Which I really related to. I go into savior mode in order to preserve myself a lot. So
Cordy sees you.
She does. This is where she's called out for not having tact, and she says tact is just not saying true stuff. I'll pass. I wish I had a little bit more of that, like not caring, like just being honest.
Well, your facial expressions don't observe tact.
That's true.
Yeah, Shakira's hips don't lie. Your mug doesn't lie. You are always. I would love to play poker with you.
Zordy is like, we need to go figure out what actually happened to this
Kid that
dead
died.
kid, so that we can prove to Buffy that, you know, she died of something mundane and not of monster.
Yes.
As they're looking for that, creepo security guard comes in, who is just high on pow. He's a little sniveling snivellert.
Kind of looks like Snyder a little bit.
Stay tuned for my most likely. So now, so they're trying to prove that the kid died of natural causes. Jillo in the library is like, but let's look up this. So to be fair, they did do half and half. Willow says exactly that.
That's true. But we live on the Hellmouth side. These kids may have seen a monster.
We also learned that sometimes kids see shit that grown-ups can't. They even sometimes will see grown-ups
In their true
true evil form, meaning that like the human is the mask kind of thing.
So at this point, I guess they're wanting us to suspect that maybe this doctor who's doing this experimental thing that the nurse thinks might be hurting the kids could be the creepy walrus-faced Slender Man.
Right.
The kids see him in
As
his evil
death.
form, but he's just
A
kindly old doctor to the rest of us.
Right. So Cordy is distracting the creepo guard, and this just made me feel weird. She just seemed too mature in this moment that I was just like too aware of the fact that she's a minor, like
Right,
the character.
How much worse would it have been if she had played it like a little girl? Like if she had played it like a, oh my God, you're so big and strong. Like that would have been like way weirder. Like the fact that
When you're right, you're right.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, it's innocent enough. She's just distracting him so Xander can go through files. And then it looks like she like reaches down and grabs his dick.
know.
Like,
It was
aggressive.
Very adult. Xander then shames her for flirting. And I'm like, you literally have her there as bait to flirt and distract. And now you're going to shame her for flirting. Xander, get your fucking shit together.
Yeah, because he's actually created this paradigm when they broke in to steal the bazooka.
Yeah.
He's like, wear something trashy and you're going to be the eye candy distraction.
Yeah.
And now he's like, but why are you so good at being an eye candy distraction? He's like,
And we get our favorite structure of an insult from this show.
Jealous?
A Rogaine boy? I don't think so.
Guys, stop. So annoying.
there's more than one of those in this episode, isn't there?
It's so annoying. Buffy is roaming around. Here's where I'll say it. And then I'll let it go. Sarah Michelle Gellar is a great actress. Is she the best actress? No. She has limits. I think Sarah Michelle Gellar would agree with me. Like, I think she would say, no, I'm not Meryl Streep.
But I find her super compelling. I think she's effective in this role. And in other
100%.
things I've seen her in. I liked her in Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yes. There are two things she can't do. She cannot play sick, and she can't fake laugh. We'll cover that in another season. That the scene I'm thinking of haunts me to my core. Sarah Michelle Gellar has a trick that she does that doesn't work. When she wants to appear exhausted, sick, or emotionally distraught, she does a really kind of exaggerated which she's not congested. She's doing it to be
Frankly,
like,
you sounded more congested than she did.
yeah. And it's her trick to go, I'm not feeling at my best. I'm not up to the task of this. But the problem with that is, much like with crying, to effectively act crying, you have to act like you are trying not to cry,
Right.
not act like you are crying. As when you are sick, you have to try to hide your symptoms,
Right.
not present
Yeah,
them.
sick person, especially in this case, desperately doesn't want to be sick.
Right.
She's giving you call into work sick, and so you put it on a little extra, like, hey man,
Yes.
I don't think I can.
Yes.
I don't think I can make it in today. I'm not feeling very good.
Yes. Unfortunately, she doesn't play drunk well either, because it's the same thing. You have to play trying
Like
to
you're
not.
fighting.
Yeah.
To not be-
If you want to see somebody who plays sick so well that I'm convinced that this woman injects herself with illness prior to the take, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. It is fucking incredible. I will find the episode for you and we'll post a clip. right here.
I'm going to take control of this situation that I don't know anything about, right? Because I am the only one who seems to be
capable. Is it possible to stop coughing?
no.
Okay, I'm done nerding out. I won't bring it up again, I promise. So Buffy's roaming the halls. She finds the kid that initially told her, hey, death keeps coming. And he's drawing what she saw, what they both saw, the monster dude. And then he points out you can't fight death, which is arguably Buffy's whole job.
Yeah, so no, Buffy fights death like
Constantly.
all the time. He
So
just hasn't been around a lot. He hasn't met a lot of people.
right.
This is probably his first Slayer.
So back with Jillo, we learned that Dr. Backer has a rap sheet of like malpractice suits that get settled in suspicious ways using unconventional methods, things like that.
He's a little outside the box for a doctor. He's playing a little fast and loose with the medical guidelines.
Yeah. So then we see Dr. Backer, who's got a mini fridge of viruses, a mini fridge of
it's just
vaccines,
a regular ass old beat up fridge that would be like in the teacher's lounge
in his office. And he's clearly trying to figure something out. He's
They're also,
consulting his books.
it made me so uneasy because it's just like the racks, like the little thin lines of metal.
Yeah.
If you don't set something exactly on there, everything's gonna fucking spill over in there. Like like this is so not what you would have at a hospital.
And if anybody knows about things teetering and then ultimately spilling, it's this guy. The last we saw Zordy, they were having like a little dust up about you flirt and you're still in love with Buffy. But then they have a cute moment because she just wordlessly brings him donuts and coffee and he just wordlessly takes them. It was very couple that's comfortable and knows that the fight will blow over, so you just get to the blow over part.
Right. And this is again, I mentioned earlier, empty coffee cups in TV drive me fucking crazy.
And I think our invention, hold on, we have to copyright it. We can't talk about it.
No, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
So I've always
copyright.
I've always said you should put some water in there or something, so because an empty cup doesn't move in your hand the same as something with weight in it. And this is an empty coffee cup. It doesn't look like it's got anything in it when I hold it like this.
Right.
You set it down and it sounds empty. And that's what's in all of these fucking shows. But you're like, water could potentially spill, could potentially get on wardrobe.
Then we have to wait for the spot to dry, blah, blah, blah.
So I said, why don't you make a prop coffee cup with something in it that's got a little weight to it, so it makes a sound when you set it down. It's got some weight in your hand. And you said
Play-Doh.
We should market Play-Doh filled coffee cups, and not all the way full, just a little bit in the bottom, just so there's a little heft to it. Because nothing pulls me out of a scene more than just seeing people pretending. Xander is pretending to drink an empty cup. It's completely ridiculous.
So that's how we're gonna make our millions. Nobody steal our idea.
What do we call them?
Motherfucker.
I'm always doing this. You always put you on the spot to play a little improv game.
I know. And I could get there, but I'm too aware of time passing as we're recording. You dick. Because what would we call them? Too slow.
Coffo cups. FAUX.
That was terrible. You should have quit while you were behind.
Swing and a miss.
Buffy follows Dr. Backer into the kids' flu ward, and she sees him inject one of them with something into their IV. But then he's attacked by an invisible entity that Buffy can't see because she's starting to feel better.
Right. It's giving Freddy Krueger, because he gets slashes across his chest, dumped out into the hall, and then invisibly dragged through the hall. It was exactly the scene from A Nightmare on Elm Street with Tina in the body bag. So these guys, this wasn't specifically about dreams, but they were definitely wanted to do
fever dreams.
Fever dreams, I suppose. They were definitely wanting to kind of play with a Freddy Krueger type that preys on kids. Because we've had the Wolfman, we've got mummies, this was an attempt at that kind of monster.
So the invisible entity does end up bashing Buff into the wall and then dragging the doctor away invisibly. Buffy doesn't go after it. I guess I'm okay with that. She's not feeling well and she can't see it. I guess I'm okay with her just sitting there and watching the doctor be dragged away. Are you? I mean,
I feel like there was a few of those moves where it was like you would expect a little more follow through, and
Yeah.
it just didn't, and it felt like it was just the writers needing to get to the next scene. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was also unsatisfied by that.
so the next morning, the Scoobies come in and she's like, it wasn't the doctor. He's clean. I saw him attacked and dragged away by an invisible entity.
Also, he's dead.
Also, he's dead. Here's a picture that the kid drew me. Can you figure out what this thing is?
Put out an APB on crayon drawn monster.
Yeah. And she's like, why would I see the monster then and not now? So we're trying to solve that mystery. Joyce comes in and she has to pretend, Buffy has to pretend that she like has taken a turn and now she's not feeling well again.
Because she needs to stay.
And
in
I
the
commented,
hospital.
I was like, Sunnydale healthcare is off the chain. The idea that Buffy can be like, I'm just going to stay another night, I think. Any other hospital would be like, if you have all your limbs, you're out of here.
Yeah, when I've had surgery, they've definitely been like, they're counting the minutes I'm in recovery, and they're like, well, you've been in recovery for 4 hours. You got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but not in Sunnydale. I guess because most people die. The hospitals are maybe pretty empty.
That's true.
'Cause
There's not a need for beds.
So Xander is going to stay at the hospital and Cordiles is going to go research what this drawing is.
And Giles is grumpy about being paired up with Cordelia.
Yeah. And then she calls him
Tact guy.
There's the second one.
Billow is going to go to the doctor's office to find what they can find. But Buffy points out, she's like, but if I find it, I won't know I found it. So like, I need Willow to do that. Cordiles is in the library and Cordy is asking too many questions, which again, I related to her as well. Like just being too intrigued to do research.
Yeah, Giles has got the crayon drawing and he's comparing it to like mug shots of different demons to try and figure out which one. And she's like, oh, what does this one do? And this one detaches its jaw and whatever. And then what does this one do? And Giles like, yeah, this one asks too many goddamn questions.
Yeah. But then when they close one of the books, the cover of the book looks vaguely like what the child drew.
It looks like what we know the guy looks like.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it necessarily matches the drawing. But Cordy's the one who figures it out and she is elated. She gets on the phone.
She is so excited. Telling Buffy what's up. So it's called Der Kindestad, child death. So the children's ward, as Cordy says, would be an all-you-can-eat buffet for this motherfucker. And the way it kills sounds a lot to Buffy like the way her cousin Celia was killed. That it's like it pins them down, nobody that isn't, and you can't see it. And so we get like a flashback to how her cousin Celia died. And
it looked like she's having some kind of night terrors, but like we know she's like trying to fight something off.
That's where she realizes, oh, I could see it before because I had a fever. I need to give myself a fever again. So they're in the doctor's office again, and she's about to do a shot of flu. And Willow is like, no, this is 100% pure. It'll kill you in an instant. So we have to dilute it. None of this
all
is
the
backed up by
science is questionable here. But
this is Hellmouth science.
Right.
This is science works differently on the Hellmouth.
So Willow takes one drop into a beaker, and Buffy's like, I need it to work faster than that. So she gives her a second, like a double dose of this thing. But like, you don't get exposed to the flu and then instantly get a fever. It's kind of weird. But this is sort of another Freddy Krueger kind of thing where it's like, in order to get to the monster, you have to put yourself you have to go have a dream.
Yeah.
For this to access this monster, you need to have a fever. So she's gonna try and they're
So now we cut to Buffy being led by Willow. Bless Sarah Michelle Gellar. The kids are all gone.
Yeah.
And we see that the kids are running through the sewers basement where it rains. I don't know what it was. Definitely the basement. I don't know why it's raining down there.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I also don't know why there's basement access in the children's ward. Mm-hmm. There's literally a door that says basement access.
Right next to where all the kids are sleeping.
Yeah.
But then Buffy's fever starts to kick in and the slender walrus face man materializes.
Yes. And so she sees it go into the basement.
But the door's locked. They can't get in. And she's too weak to Buffy bash the door down.
Right. And the nurse comes over and Buffy just throws the nurse to the ground. I mean, I guess you can be like, whoa, I'm so fevered. I'm crazy. She calls the security dorks And Willow fakes a bout of frogs.
Well, before we get to that point, the security guys start like hitting their billy clubs against their hands. Like, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. It's like, you're going to bash
I'm like, she is
fucking
ill,
sick
sir. Yeah.
hospital patient?
This
For what?
Sunnydale is anarchy. Sunnydale is just rules do not apply in any situation.
And in Buffy's defense, she throws that woman to the ground, but that woman's getting real grabby with her. Like, you can't be just manhandling people.
No.
Like, you deserve it.
Yeah. So Willow fakes frogs. Buffy escapes. She finds Xander. They need to get to the basement. This is where I wrote the demon's in the basement, not the sewer. At first, I thought the kids were running through the sewer. I was so confused.
It's got sewer vibes.
It does have sewer vibes. Yeah. So the demon finds the kids. And this is where I just wrote, oh my God, the screaming.
Yeah, this was just nonstop. This sounded like that cat that's always getting fucked outside of our bedroom window at night. Like, we've got a cat we think is the biological mother of one of our cats that we found on the street.
And possibly the biological mother of Backyard Kitty that we got adopted.
Cat that we got adopted to someone else. And she's just constantly getting her cheeks clapped.
And asking for it, inviting it in.
Yowling.
Yeah. And if she...
we get more kittens.
You can't just drop your kittens off at our house.
We're an easy mark.
Yeah.
She's gonna adopt all of her offspring.
So I just wrote, oh my God, the screaming. Because again, working with kid actors, the amount of screaming these kids had to do, the amount of takes, the amount of setups that they did where kids were screaming in every setup. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
They just told them to just mime it.
And then they had recording.
One ADR pass where they only had to do it once or
I
twice.
hope so. Yeah. But we see that the way Kinderstad works is he pins you down and then his eyeballs come out of his eyeballs or his tentacle balls. What am I saying?
Let's take another run at that. His eyes almost kind of open up like little flowers, and there's like these kind of tentacles that come down and attach to the forehead, and they suck the life energy out of the kid.
But Buffy manages to attack him. Xander grabs the kids to get them out of the way, and this fight was fine. I mean, like, Buffy can see who she's fighting. Xander can't see who she's fighting, so
which
we get
again
some
is giving Freddy
phantom
Krueger
kicks. Yeah,
because in Nightmare 4, Rick has a karate fight with Freddy, but Freddy's invisible, which they did in that movie for budgetary reasons. They ran out of money.
Oh, really?
So they just like, we got to kill this kid. They'd already shot his funeral scene because they considered maybe we just don't kill him. We don't have to shoot his death scene then. But like, we've already shot his funeral. So they just had him have a fight with imaginary Freddy. And it was the lamest thing ever. And this is giving that a little bit. This was better.
Yeah. So at one point, the monster pins her down and she just kind of like stays there while he adjusts his hat. And
it doesn't even pin her down. He just kind of throws her down.
And she just like kinda doesn't get up. So I was like, okay, how do I justify this? You're sick. But then I realized I think this might have been a move. It was lame to watch, but I think it was a move.
She wanted to draw him in.
She wanted to draw him in so she could snap his neck. And I just wrote,
give him the old Jenny.
Angel did it first.
And I got there first.
Cut to Joyce bringing all of them treats because Buffy is sick. Are all three of them sick? Is she quarantining 3 children? Why are Xander and Willow not quarantining at their own homes? Right, because Joyce is the ultimate parent of all 3.
Joyce is a C- parent, but these other kids have F parents. So Joyce seems like parent of the year compared to their parents.
She's not a C-.
Also, my quibble with this scene wasn't just like it was kind of annoying that they're like taking advantage of her.
Xander was so fucking,
but frankly, so was Willow. And I was like, that seemed really out of character for Willow. Willow's like, hey, while you're getting your sick daughter or something, can you get me another drink? Because I'm so comfortable.
But she was at least cute about it. She kind of did the thing I did where it's like, because I'm so comfortable. Whereas Xander was like, can you get me some more chips? Broad, like he was gross.
Hey, waitress.
Yes, that's what he was doing. I would have kicked him out the window if he spoke to my mother that way.
And you said, imagine if someone spoke to your mom like that. You'd have burned the house down. And Buffy doesn't say shit. Buffy doesn't go, hey, knock it off.
Yeah, again, Joyce is a saint, and you and Xander can go fuck yourselves.
Well, why am I good?
Because you gave her a C-. You gave her a C-.
I'm taking her body of work. I'm not saying in this one scene she was bad.
She's not a
I'm
C-.
saying in general.
She's not a C-. Weigh in the comments. What grade do you give Joyce as a parent? Is it a C-?
Careful here,
No.
because there's a lot of online chatter. I think you're going to get some. I don't think I'm as in the minority on this as I was about not liking Angel's poetry narration, which definitively I have the minority opinion on. I think if you really open this can of worms, you're going to be surprised how many people have things to say about Joyce's parenting.
Much like Angel's poetry, I'll defend Joycey to the hilt. But she gets a piece of mail, and it's a drawing from Ryan, and it's a picture of Buffy standing on a broke neck demon man. And once again, Joyce just has to go, my daughter's life is weird. Bye.
And it ends really abruptly. Sunnydale High Yearbook Committee meeting now in session. What'd you have for best line?
Best line was Cordy's line about calling out that she's trying to create a monster to kill.
So this isn't about you being afraid of hospitals because your friend died and you want to conjure up a monster that you can fight so you can save everybody and not feel so helpless?
I love that. That was my best line.
My best line was one of the first lines in the episode where Buffy almost stakes Xander, and he goes,
My whole life just flashed before my eyes. I gotta get me a life.
Yeah, that was good.
what'd you have for worst line?
Buffy wasn't feeling well, so it's fine. But when she's fighting Kinderstad, her quip with Kinderstad is,
You make me sick.
and I was like, girl,
I thought it was on par with her dad joke level quips.
Sometimes you can just be quiet. Sometimes you don't have to say anything.
Right.
You know? Do you know that sometimes you don't have to say anything?
I know Buffy doesn't have to say anything. I, on the other hand,
Always have to
am
say all the things.
The power of Christ compels me to always have a comment.
Yeah.
My worst line was Cordy's entire thing about Buffy getting a thing off of her face.
Yeah.
It just didn't ring true.
Because it wasn't Cordy talking. It
That
was some writer
trying to make Cordy seem like a shallow bitch.
Yeah.
What did you have for best dressed?
Best dressed was Giles. I just thought he was really Gilesing.
In the first time we see him in the hospital there with, I thought his layers were looking good.
Yeah.
I liked his gray jacket with
He
his
just
brown
looked great.
pants.
He also mixes patterns in a way that's like really astute.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah, it creates texture rather than looking like he got dressed
Clashy.
in the dark.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a tie. Kinderstad. Kinderschmoot. What is his name?
Kinderstad. Yeah.
Kinderstad. Just thought he looked sharp.
Yeah.
And Cordy in her dark blue mini skirt and light blue top when they're walking Buffy with the wheelchair.
She looked polished.
She really did. Who'd you have for worst dressed?
Willow's nonsense. That sweater.
I said it looked like a Halloween doll got run over with a lawnmower.
Yeah, I knew we were going to have the same
diamond
one.
Sweater and the skirt. Yeah.
Yeah, mess.
Who'd you have for best move?
Best move was Xander invoking the numbers in the hospital when he was facing off with Angel.
If I decide to walk into Buffy's room, do you think for 1 microsecond that you could stop me?
Maybe not. Maybe that security guard couldn't either. Or those cops. Or the orderlies. But I'm kind of curious to find out. You game?
Yeah, I thought that was good. That was smart.
I like that. I gave it to Buffy catches Angel's foot in the first fight and flips him over.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought
that was a good one.
And who'd you have for most likely?
Most likely to be Snyder's little brother, security guard. I think they're related.
I think he looked like him for sure.
And I think he is Snyder's little brother. And Snyder's mad because he's taller than him. So he bullies him constantly. And then security guard goes to his job and takes it out on everyone else.
Shit rolls downhill.
Yeah.
Hurt people.
Yeah.
I have most likely to receive a cease and desist for copyright infringement from New Line Cinema, Dirk Kinderstad.
Yeah. Fair. It's fair. He's the Temu version of of Freddy.
All right. Well, that's our episode. Thanks for hanging out with us. We love doing this for you guys. Please give us a like. Please subscribe. We really want to get our subscriber numbers up. So if you are watching this, you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you are subscribed, please send this to a friend and tell them to subscribe. It's really important for us to get up to a certain threshold that's really going to enable us to really expand this thing and blow it up big. So if we get a few more subscribers than we have currently, we're going to be in a really good position. Going to help us continue to do this.
Yeah.
Leave a 5-star rating if you're listening on a podcast app. Leave comments and reviews where applicable. and click the little notification bell down there too, so that way you know when we put new stuff out.
Tell us your grade of Joyce's parenting.
Yes, tell us what you think of Joyce as a parent, and give us your best line, worst line, best dressed, worst dressed, best move, and
Most likely.
And if we get some fun ones, we'll share those in a later episode. I think what I'm thinking I'm going to do is collect those and do them for the season finale.
Oh, that's a good idea.
We'll go back through and just collect some of those and share those with you guys. Check out our Patreon. We do a watch along for every episode. We also do a mini-sode called Trivia Crypt, where we do a deep dive into fun facts, behind the scenes stuff, anything we talk about that we don't know the answer to, we look it up, we share it there. We also do Around the World, where we look at what the episode was called when it aired in other countries.
I already know that this title will lose. I don't even know what the other titles
Ketryn's
are.
made it into a contest where she picks a winner every time.
Yeah.
But $5 a month gets you all that. So we put out 8 pieces of bonus content every month. Every time we drop an episode here, we drop 2 things on Patreon as well. While you're checking stuff out, check out our other show, Kim and Ket Stay Alive Maybe, co-starring her and the hilarious Kim Burns, produced by me. Comes out every Wednesday wherever you listen to podcasts, on social media at KKSAM Podcast. This show is on social media at Major Slayage Pod. That's all we got. We'll see you next Monday. Until then,
Dust you later.